Hey, goal digger, Kimberly Olson here, back for another episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. For today's episode, we're gonna talk about money mindset mastery. I'm gonna share with you exactly what I did to go from being broke, in debt, not making a lot of money, to being a multiple seven-figure earner. Stay tuned. So when I think back to my money journey, I really believe in my heart that the massive increase I've had in income and being able to become debt-free and stay debt-free has been my ability to master my money mindset. There was even a time when I had made $250,000, which is more money than I never made in my life, right? And at the end of the year, I didn't have any money. I had spent the $250,000. And I started working with a money mindset coach, and it was just, really something I dug into. If you haven't noticed, I like to dig in. If something's not working or I need to learn something, I'm going all in. I'm gonna study, I'm gonna read books, I'm gonna get coaching. So this is what I did. And what I realized is that I was self-sabotaging, and I was spending that money because I wasn't comfortable with it. When people would compliment us on our home, we live in a beautiful part of Texas, or, I was driving around in my Lexus. It's a very nice, expensive Lexus, and I pay cash for it. I had this feeling of unease and feeling very uncomfortable with that money. And when I dug into it, I realized it was all of this deep-rooted programming from childhood. We were the family that my parents were divorced, so we sat at the very back of the church. Now, sitting at the back of the church isn't anything to do with money per se, but a really close friend of mine, beautiful family, happily married, her parents were happily married, just this beautiful family. They sat in the front row and they always wore nice clothes to church, and I had hand-me-downs on, you know what I'm saying? And there was this programming around that and me being separated from that and sitting in the back of the church, right? It's kind of this place of shame, right? And we were raised Catholic. So if you're divorced, you can't take communion and things like that. So there was this programming around not being good enough. And when it came to the money, it was always no. It was always there's not enough money. It was always put clothes on layaway. And when I went to college, I realized if I wanted to go to college, I was going to have to pay for it myself. So I dropped out of sports when I was 14, took a after school job. And by the time I graduated high school, I had 3 jobs because I was like, I'm going to college and I'm getting out of here, if you know what I'm saying. But I didn't ever stop to work on those deep rooted beliefs I had around money. That money was bad, that I wasn't good enough. And all of that, you guys, impacted my ability not only to make money, but to keep the money and to change my relationship with money. So I went from someone who made $30-some thousand 10 years ago to someone who's going to break $2 million this year. That's a huge jump, right? That's a huge jump in a very short period of time. So I'm gonna share with you what I did, but I want you to think about some of this foundational piece that we're talking about first. So the first thing you need to do is you need to look at your money mindset first, because if you make the money like I did, you won't have any if you don't work on the money mindset. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to write down any beliefs that you have around money. You may need to do this as an ongoing exercise where you have maybe your notepad app on your phone where you can jot down notes, or maybe you have a journal that you carry with you, or if you're working from home like I am, just have your journal there so that way you can just jot down concepts as they pop up for you. But I really want you to challenge yourself. When you see movies and you see, the rich woman in the movie, how is she portrayed? When you think about, celebrities that have a lot of money, what's the thoughts around that? What do you notice about that? When your kids ask for things, what do you say to them? When you're having conversations around money with your spouse, what's the energy around the money? What's the conversations? Also too, when we have more growth in our business as entrepreneurs, we sometimes aren't ready for that growth. So ask yourself, are you ready for that next rank advancement? Are you ready to become a coach and roll out a group coaching program? You're never gonna feel ready, but ask yourself, what do you need to develop and embrace and learn? Is there some emotional intelligence that needs to be cultivated? Are there some systems you need to put into place for your team So when you do grow and hit this next level of leadership, you've got layered leadership in place like I do, you have an automated onboarding process like we do and what we teach in our programs. Is that there? If it's not there and you don't feel confident growing your team, you are going to self-sabotage. I see it happen all the times with leaders. If you hit a rank and then you don't re-rank back up, this is often why, is because you weren't ready for that additional money or team or sales volume. You weren't ready for it. So what do you need to embody and become and work on with your self-development to become the person that makes more money? What does that look like for you? The other thing that I would recommend doing is ask yourself, the way you are building right now in social media, do you have the plan and the path to get to your income goals? So if you want to get out of debt and you're sick of living paycheck to paycheck, how much money do you need to be making? Let me know in the comments if you know. You don't have to put the amount. Let me know in the comments, say, I got my number, if you know your number. How much money? Don't just say I want to be a six-figure earner, because that pie in the sky, throwing the number out there isn't working for you now and it's not going to work for you tomorrow. That doesn't work. We need specifics, okay? We need to know how much money you need to reach your goals and why. Energy, money, why, the meaning behind it. If it's to retire your husband and you know he brings in $4,000 each month take home, you need to generate at least $4,000, if not more, for tax. You have to set money aside for taxes, right? Okay, you need to make $4,000 per month to retire your husband. Look at what you're doing right now and ask yourself, do I have the systems in place, the tools in my toolkit to be able to get to $4,000 a month? If you don't, you have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. That's why you need to get in coaching. That's why we have coaching programs. Okay, click the link in the comments. You can see what we have. Get in touch with me and you can get on a call with one of our coaches to see what program is best for you. You need to learn that stuff. And if you're like, oh, I don't have the money, that's why you don't have the money. You need to go learn from the people who are having the results so you can learn, implement, and then grow to the $4,000 a month that you need to grow to. So you have to say, do I have the plan? Do I have the tools? If you don't, we need to figure that out. Are you going to stay where you're at? So let's say you sell you make cups on Etsy and you're like, okay, I sell cups on Etsy and I make $1 per cup. You guys sell a lot of cups to make $4,000 a month, okay? Or maybe you say, all I want to do is make $500 a month. That's all I need. $500, that means I can stay home with my kids. I've got enough money to go to Target. You know, I can do my thing. Okay, what you're doing right now, is that enough to get you to the $500 per month? If it is, you've got your plan, okay? If it's not, we need to look at a different business model. We need to look at a different company. If you're network marketing, is it the right fit for you? It's okay to challenge that. People, you get a bad rap for switching companies. No, we don't want to change companies every 5 seconds and hold out our coat and say, what do you want to buy? If you're not in the right place, get the courage to go find the right place. I was so afraid to leave my first company because I built a huge following in that company. And I remember Scott was like, you can't do that. I'm like, I'm doing it. And then the second company, it was a horrible fit. I thought, oh, it was a mess. I didn't know what I didn't know until I got in and I was like, this is not right. And it took me 6 months to leave. Best decision I ever made in my life because I'm home now. I have my place. That takes courage. It takes courage to leave. Okay, so if you're in a model right now, network marketing, you're in coaching, maybe you're private coaching, you're like, I cannot talk anymore. I can't coach any more people. Let's get you in a group coaching model, which we teach in our programs, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to work on your mindset and then I want you to work on your money. You got to make more money if you want to master money mindset. And be okay with making lots of money. That's going to be the mindset piece, catching up with your ability to make money. Look at how you're making money online right now and ask yourself, is this model working? And if it's not, I'm here for you. We've got lots of things that we can plug you into, okay? I hope this was helpful. Hit the little button to subscribe. And if you're on Facebook, you can like this page, like this, share this. Please share this with your groups, your teams, wherever you're hanging out. Throw it in your stories and tag me and I'll give you a Gold Digger shout out. You can tag me at the Gold Digger Girl. Thanks for being on. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon.